I was a highway patrolman for 20 years, and I've seen it all. High-speed chases, gunfights, near-death encounters. But nothing compares to what happened in the summer of 2018. It was the graveyard shift. The stillness of the night had a way of amplifying every sound, every shadow. Most nights were the usual mix of speeding drivers and DUI stops. That night started no differently. I was stationed at my usual spot near mile marker 62, radar gun in hand, coffee thermos perched on the dash. The radio buzzed with routine chatter. Then, just as I was finishing my second cup of coffee, dispatch chatted in. Any available units near Route 18? We have a 1090. I was confused. I'd never heard that code before. Dispatch, this is Unit 504. What's a 1090? Silence. Dispatch? No response. Just static. Seconds later, coordinates popped up on my patrol car's computer. It was an isolated patch off the highway deep in the woods. Uneasy, I radioed my supervisor. "Hey, Sarge, dispatch just paged me about a 1090. What's the protocol?" His response was curt. "Ignore it. It wasn't meant for you." Seriously? They gave me coordinates. "Drop it, 504. Get back to work." I hesitated, but orders were orders. The night dragged on with routine stops. Around 3 a.m., exhaustion hit, so I pulled into a donut shop. Yeah, I know the stereotype, but sometimes you just need the sugar rush. The shop was a dive, peeling paint, flickering neon sign, but it was open. Behind a counter stood a man so pale he looked like he'd been carved from marble. His fingers were unnaturally long, and he moved with a stiffness that gave me the creeps. "What'll it be?" His voice was raspy, like dead leaves rustling. "Just coffee, and a couple of glazed." He slid my order across the counter without a word. His gaze lingered on me, unblinking, as if he were memorizing my face. "Long night?" he asked, his lips curling into a faint, unnatural smile. "Yeah, graveyard shift never gets easier." He chuckled, a low, guttural sound that made my skin crawl. "Be careful out there. You never know what might be lurking." I left in a hurry, the bell above the door jangling behind me. I was halfway to my car when the radio crackled again. "Help me." The voice was faint, distorted, but unmistakably human. I froze, my heart hammering. "Dispatch, this is Unit 504. Did someone just broadcast a distress call?" No response. I tried my supervisor. Nothing. Curiosity gnawed at me. Against my better judgment, I punched the coordinates into my GPS and set off. The drive took me 45 minutes, deep into the highway forest. The road narrowed until it was barely more than a dirt path. My headlights cut through the thick darkness, revealing gnarled trees that seemed to close in around me. When the GPS announced I'd arrived, I was in the middle of nowhere. I stepped out of the car, gun holstered, flashlight in hand. The silence was unnatural. Not a single insect, not even the rustle of leaves. I radioed again. "Dispatch, This is 504. I'm at the coordinates. What's going on? Static. I took a step forward. The ground was hard beneath my boots, but I couldn't hear my own footsteps. The air felt heavy, oppressive. Then behind me, a twig snapped. I spun around, flashlight beam slicing through the darkness. Nothing. "Who's there?" I called, unholstering my gun. The radio crackled to life again. "Help me!" The voice was deafening, as if it were screaming directly into my skull. I dropped the radio, clutching my ears. Before I could react, a heavy blow struck the back of my head, and everything went black. I woke up tied to a tree. My hands and feet were bound with rough rope, my head throbbing. The air reeked of damp earth and something metallic. Blood, maybe. 3 hooded figures stood before me, their faces obscured. They whispered among themselves, their voices low and guttural. One stepped forward. "Why did you come here?" I got a call, a distress call," I stammered. "Why are you here?" the figure repeated more forcefully. "I was just doing my job. Look, killing me won't do you any good. My team knows I'm out here. They'll come looking." They whispered among themselves again. Then one of them nodded. "Let him go," the leader said. Another figure stepped forward, cutting my bonds. My legs were weak, but I managed to stand. "Take your gun. Leave. Do not come back." I didn't need to be told twice. I grabbed my weapon and stumbled back toward my car. My head swam and my limbs felt heavy, like I'd been drugged. As I made my way down the path, figures began emerging from the shadows, dozens of them, their faces pale and featureless. "Don't come back," they chanted in unison. "Don't come back." I reached my car and sped out of there, not daring to look in the rearview mirror. The next morning, I reported everything to my supervisor. He dismissed it as exhaustion-induced hallucinations and put me on paid leave. But I know what I saw. Even now, years later, I can't shake the feeling that they're still watching me. I kept one of my radios as a memento of my time on the force. Sometimes, late at night, it crackles to life. "Help me," the voice whispers. And sometimes it calls my name. Tonight, I've made up my mind. I'm going back. I don't care what's waiting for me in those woods. I need answers. Wish me luck.